Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are San Diego.
In the air to right field, struck pretty well. Stevenson going back at the wall. It's gone. Yankees Solarte with a 2-run home run, and the Padres take a 2-0 lead against Steven Strasburg and the Washington Nationals. Quite a way to start last night's game as Yankees Solarte with a 2-run shot. Padres go on to beat the Nationals and Steven Strasburg in Game 3 of the series. Welcome to Military Sunday, presented by USAA. It is Game 4 of the 4-game series between the visiting Washington Nationals and the San Diego Padres. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Donald Rosillo along with Mark Grant. Welcome to Padres baseball. Well, the Padres trying to gain a split in this 4-game series. It's been a good homestand, and largely because of very good starting pitching.
All starts with the starters, and we're going to show you just exactly what this trifecta has done against the Washington Nationals. It would be nice to win today to split the series, but here's what everybody has contributed. Today it's going to be the youngster, the 25-year-old Dinelson Lamet. Richard, who doesn't love a complete game shutout, and Travis Wood really made a bounce-back effort in his deal the other day. So we're talking about the slider a lot, right? But how about the fastball command? It seems like everything is really coming together for Dinelson Lamet. The swing and miss for the slider is nice, but how about getting ahead? Down and away. We've talked about it many, many times. One of the best pitches in baseball is the located fastball down and away to righties. Dinelson Lamet has done just that. Now, it's just not the glove side, it's the arm side as well. Hector Sanchez behind the plate today. You can see Hector Sanchez here. I think that's a nice combination as well for the success of Dinelson Lamet. So fastball command, wipe him out with the slider. Now, left-hander Gio Gonzalez. He has really made strides. Since the All-Star break, the nice record, an ERA of 1.5. Why? The velocity for Gio Gonzalez has kind of gone down a little bit, but that's not a bad thing. You see the 2.49 lowest starters ERAs this season. Why? Because he's locating better. So the velocity's not there, but better location for Gio Gonzalez.
Well, it is a beautiful day here today for the 4th and final game of the series, and we check out the weather report brought to you by your always sunny San Diego Honda dealers. 75 degrees, southwest breeze at 10 miles per hour in the forecast for sunshine for the remainder of the day, and not a cloud in the sky as we get it started. Don Orsillo, Mark Grant, and Michelle Margot with you as we play day baseball, and Dusty Baker's crew is here. The Nationals lineup brought to you by Hyundai. Alejandro Diaz, who's been coming off the bench, is in the starting lineup today, and in right field, WILMER DIFO at shortstop at second, with Daniel Murphy at second base, Ryan Zimmerman at first in the cleanup spot, Adam Lind in left as he was in game 1 of the series, Anthony Rendon at third base, Matt Wieters the switch hitting catcher, with Michael Taylor batting 8th, and the pitcher Gio Gonzalez out of the 9th spot. On the hill today for the Padres is Dinelson Lamet.
Hopefully Dinelson can duplicate what he did last time against the Phillies. 7 innings, 7 strikeouts, only 3 hits. Command performance, we talked about command of the fastball. Wipe him out with the slider, and no deep counts hopefully today for the young right-hander.
Well, Alejandro Diaz leading it off here for the Nationals. In on the grass at third base is CORY Spangenberg, and Casey entertains any thoughts of bunting, and first pitch of the ball game is going to miss outside, and we're underway. Diaz with his new team in the big leagues, 0 for 4 with the Nationals. 4th game he's been in. And that making his 15th start of the year, coming in at 7-4, 4.78 earned run average. And time to wrap up the homestand on a good note with the Padres heading to St. Louis after the ball game today. And Miami is part of this week-long trip coming up.
Dinelson Lamet's got a great chance of being in double digits in wins. Plenty of starts left to do that and get that ERA down as well. And if he continues to throw like he did last time, it's going to be a different test against these Washington Nationals. But he's very capable of putting together a good start. We know that.
Last night the Padres defeating the Nationals 3-1. First win of the season against the Nationals since May the 28th in D.C. Also the 3rd and final game of that series. The Padres able to Grab that last win at Nationals Park in D.C. This one sprayed foul back and below us.
Well, early on, the fastball command, there's only been 5 pitches, but still, the fastball command not there. And that may have been a little bit of a helper, that last pitch. It was up and away. Definitely up and in, rather, and swung at ball 4.
And there is ball 4. Down to first base goes Diaza. Let's check out the Padres today defensively, brought to you by your San Diego County Ford dealers. Left to right in the outfield, it is Jose PIRELA, MANUEL MARGOT, and Jabari Blash. Third to first, CORY SPANGENBERG, Dusty Coleman, and Hervis Solarte and Will Myers, with Hector Sanchez doing the catching for Dinelson Lamet. Diaz at first base with a leadoff walk here in the first inning, and brings up WILMER DIFO. Last night off. Fastball a little bit all over the place right now for Lamet out of the gate. That one at 95, missing.
And a little visit from Hector Sanchez. Now you're going to see Hector Sanchez. He's very animated, getting the point across. He's doing all the talking. Little pat on the chest there. Let's go get him, big boy, and see if we can turn it around.
WILMER DIFO hitting at 276 coming in, 4 homers and 16 runs batted in. Adrian Sanchez made the start last night at shortstop. DIFO back in there again today. And there's a strike, picks up that outside corner, went to the slider to get it though.
Beautiful pitch. I've always said the best compliment you can give your catcher or pitching coach after a visit is firing a strike the next pitch. And Lamet does just that.
On the ground to first base. Myers will try to start it to second for 1. Back to first for 2. Double play. Nicely done. 3-6 to 3 on the twin killing. Takes care of that leadoff walk. 2 down.
What a beautiful thing we've just seen. First of all, Lamet making the adjustment, going to back-to-back breaking balls. The ground ball, Will Myers, the flip and throw back to first base. And with 1 pitch, talk about getting out of a little mini jam. That's making a big league adjustment for Lamet. That's Purdy.
So 2 down here in the first inning, and it brings up Daniel Murphy. Murphy close to the plate and back to the lineup today. He was off last night. Playing in 3 of 4 games between the Padres and Nationals in the series. 20 homers, 79 runs batted in. Game 112 for Murphy. And a high batting average. He is 4th in the league in batting average to start the day, hitting at 325. His teammate, who is on the DL currently, Bryce Harper, 3rd, and Justin Turner top the National League, hitting at 344, with Charlie Blackmon in the 2 spot in that category. Picks up the outside corner at 95. Not bad placement there on that fastball. Dinelson Lamet making the start here today to wrap up the series, wrap up the homestand. 15th career start today, 7th of which at home. His last 4 decisions have all been wins. Ground ball foul to the end of the Padres dugout and on down the line. Well, among second basemen, where does Daniel Murphy rank in the National League? Well, 1st in batting average, 1st in slugging percentage, tied for 2nd in home runs, 1st in RBIs, and 2nd in runs. 2nd year for him with the Nationals.
And the Padre pitching staff have been doing really well against Murphy.
Ooh, that was a close pitch, but called the ball, and that's ball 4. 2nd walk of the inning, allowed by Lamet. Let's see where this one ended up.
Now remember, it's the front of home plate. It's not where Hector Sanchez catches the ball. I think it's a pretty good pitcher's pitch. But you got to erase it and get the next guy. Make a good pitch.
So base runner here with 2 down, and it brings up Ryan Zimmerman. A righty-righty matchup here for Lamet. And Zimmerman with a pretty healthy hack there, going after the fastball for strike 1.
You know, judging that pitch where it was, I think Zimmerman had one thing in mind on that first pitch. I'm going to swing no matter where it is.
He was guessing?
Yes, because that pitch wasn't even close.
Some pretty tremendous numbers for Zimmerman coming in. A home run in the first game of the series. Opposite field shot. Late in the game, 8th inning. That'll be strike 2. Nicely dropped in there on the slider. 0-2.
Nice wrinkle on this one. Great spin rate too. He can really spin it. Locking up Zimmerman. Now remember, we talked about the slider for a strike and the slider for the chase and whiff. Let's see if he goes to that pitch here.
Swing and a miss. Elevates on the fastball, running away. First strikeout for Lamet. Nationals don't score. Padres coming up. Yangervis Solarte with a 2-run home run. Margot with a spectacular grab. The Padres win it 3-1. Well, a nice win for the Padres last night. They win it 3-1, trying to make it 2 in a row in less than 24 hours as we play day baseball and roll into the bottom of the first inning. As Manuel Margot coming up here for the Padres in the last of the first inning. Padres lineup brought to you by Toyota. For Andy Green today, Margot will lead it off and in center. Jabari Blash in right with Jose Pirela in left. Yangervis Solarte at second base with Will Myers at first. CORY SPANGENBERG at third base with Hector Sanchez doing the catching. Dusty Coleman at short and Dinelson Lamet batting out of the 9 spot and doing the pitching. Tall task of dealing with another good national starter. It's Gio Gonzalez today.
Well, he holds runners really well and location over stuff. The velocity is down, but he is a strike thrower. 4-seamer, 2-seamer, curveball, changeup. Fastball is going to be around 90-91. And there's the curveball. It's probably his second best pitch. The located fastball and then the curveball.
Fouled off to the right out of play. As Manuel Margot leading it off here for San Diego in the first. 90th game of the year for Margot. Oh for 3 in the ball game last night. 2 for 11 in the series is Manuel. Well, despite the loss here last night, the Nationals have won 7 of their last 10 games. And their starters put forth 4 quality starts in 9 of those games. Popped up, foul ground as Zimmerman headed over towards the seats and will not have a play, just out of his reach. Let's check out the Nationals defensively behind Gio Gonzalez. Left to right in the outfield, Adam Lynn, Michael Taylor, Alejandro Diazo. Third to first, Anthony Rendon. Wilmer Difo, Daniel Murphy, and Ryan Zimmerman, with Matt Wieters doing the catching for Gio Gonzalez.
Yeah, you got to hit it hard and out of the reach of number 6 at third base, because if he can get to it, he's going to catch it and throw you out.
It's been fun to watch. Swing and a miss, and Margot strikes out. So Gonzalez strikes out first batter here at the bottom of the first inning that he faces. A timeout for our military take the field, presented by USAA. Just prior to the ball game, we welcome 9 kids of United States Marines who are on the field today and getting autographs and pictures with the Padres starting 9 as they took the field today. There was a lot of smiles on Military Sunday here at Petco Park in San Diego.
Boy, what a treat to step foot on a major league field and then all of a sudden get an autograph from a major leaguer. That goes a long way.
Jabari Blash batting second in the order. There's a flare to right field, falling fast, and that's going to get in for a base hit. Blash going up there against Gio Gonzalez, takes him the other way, a 1-out single.
Let's see if they hack at the fastball early, and Gio Gonzalez really locates well. That ball actually looks like it's kind of cutting a little bit. And with that swing, the elevated fastball, there goes the no-hitter. We have a Padre aboard.
1 out, 1 on, and it brings up Jose Pirela. Really settling into the 3 spot in the Padres order. But safely in 9 of his last 12 games and hitting at .364 in the last 12 games. Check swing, did he go? No. We'll check with Roberto Ortiz, first base umpire. 296 overall for Pirela. 8 homers and 30 runs batted in. Gio Gonzalez has lowered his earned run average from 2.83 to 2.49 during this 3-start span. 3rd lowest ERA in the major leagues among qualifiers for Sean Scherzer. Last start against the Angels, 6 scoreless innings. Trying to win his 4th straight start for the first time since July of 2013. He's had some trouble against the Padres lately, giving up 11 runs, 9 earned in 10 innings. Last 2 starts against the Padres going 0-2. So the Friar, for some reason, giving Gio Gonzalez some problems. That's too far inside.
Well, we saw some early action against these Padre hitters when they were hitting against Strasburg. They got the fastball. I think that was the same thing against other pitchers that got that wipeout pitch. If you can jump on the fastball early, and it's a chance. You make it out or you get a hit or whatever, but still avoid that punch out. I think that's a big key for these Padre hitters.
For the first, and back to the bag is Blash.
Gonzalez goes from the extreme side of the pitcher's plate over towards third base side. So that means he's got a direct line into the right-handed hitter on the inside part of that plate.
Full count now.
Throws across his body a little bit too. There's a little deception thrown in there as well.
Line to left field. Lynn coming in, but that's going to fall for a base hit. Up to second goes Blash on the base hit by PIRELA. Padres have 2 on with 1 away.
Off the end of the bat, a little bit too quick to that baseball because it was in the middle. I think he may have snapped a shillelagh right there. He will gladly sacrifice that bat for a big league knock. On second look, that pitch was right down the middle. He's very quick to that baseball for the knock.
So 1 out, 2 on here for the Padres in the first inning, and it brings up Yangervis Solarte. Yeah, the big 2-run home run in the first inning last night. His 13th round tripper of the year. 47 RBIs to go along with the 268 average. Jumping on that first pitch and fouling it back. Well, the home run last night for Yangervis set the tone against Steven Strasburg in last night's game. It would hold up. Padres win it 3-1.
Talk about crushing a mistake. One of the few mistakes that Strasburg made.
Pitch down and in. Did he go? No. Check with Roberto Ortiz again. In this spot, a .321 average on the year. 3 homers, 33 driven in for Solarte. As Jabari Blash at second base. Jose PIRELA at first base, 1 down in the inning. That'll drop in there for strike 2. A good breaking ball from Gio Gonzalez. 31 years of age, came over from the Oakland A's. Part of a deal that at the time involved Derek Norris and lefty Tommy Malone. Spent the first 4 years of his major league career with the Oakland A's. This is year 6 now in Washington with the Nationals. Little check swing grounder.
I can't believe it's been the 6th year already. This is time has gone by so quickly. And Gonzalez has been here that long in Washington.
Been pretty consistent. Made 31 starts the year before last, 32 last year. 11 wins each of the last 2 years individually. Solarte will lift the fly ball to shallow right center. Michael Taylor over and under, and he'll make the catch. Flash not going anywhere, and there are now 2 outs in the inning. Let's take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Well, it'd be nice to split this 4-game series 2-2 with these Nats. Got a tough pitcher on the mound, though. Make Gio overwork early. Hey, foul off some pitches. Get that pitch count up. Right now, we are in the bottom of the first, and he's at 21. And the Padres, 9. Secretaries of Defense. See where I'm going there? Washington, D.C., you know, the CIA, the FBI, the Pentagon. You know, you always hear, you know, the Office of Defense. Defend well. I'm trying to get around with saying, you know, no miscues, no freebies. That gets tired. So I was trying to be original.
It's hard to do keys to the game 162 games a year.
It is.
I mean, it's a lot of different ways to say the same thing.
Because the main key is to score more runs than the other team.
That's the key. But you can't put that up there.
Oh, you can.
Graphically, you could.
Yeah.
And you have.
And I have.
Will Myers, 24 home runs, 59 RBIs. And he'll take the breaking ball for a strike, 1-1.
You know, I think maybe a few at-bats, maybe an inning or two to where these Padre hitters see that breaking ball from the righties, that big looping breaking ball. Maybe you hang one, you speed up the bat of a Will Myers and do some serious damage.
Strike 2. Let's call that 10-4 maybe on the curveball.
That's a good call. Yeah, that's good.
Elevates, trying to get Myers to change his eye angle a little bit. 2-2.
So what Don is talking about, if you're the pitcher's view looking to the catcher, and there's a big clock with the numbers where the catcher, that ball is breaking from the 10 to the 4. That's very good, Donnie.
Thank you. I attended play-by-play camp a couple years ago. Elevates again, full count.
Trying to elevate 2 times in a row, and Will Myers is not biting.
On deck for the Padres, Cory Spangenberg with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Myers will chop it towards third. It's short. DIFO cutting in and throwing off the mark. Going to get away and a run will score. Blash coming in the back door from third. A bouncer to the left side. DIFO goes to first to throw off the mark. And Blash just keeps on going as the ball dropped by Zimmerman at first. And the Padres strike first and take a 1-0 lead.
A couple of things. Avoiding the strikeout, putting the ball in play. Now this is a play where DIFO has to make the great throw because he knows Will Myers can scoot down that line. And also, finally, one of the keys, Gio Gonzalez. That was pitch number 27. Get that pitch count up in the first inning.
More charge to DIFO on the throw. No RBI in the play, but the Padres have taken a 1-0 advantage. And it brings up Cory Spangenberg. First and third now with PIRELA at third. Myers across the diamond at first. 97th game of the year for Spangenberg. 278, 12 homers, 43 runs batted in. Multiple hits in 5 of his last 8 games. Hitting at .429 and during that time as they check on Myers right away. With the short lead off third, Myers at first with a good sized lead. And Spangenberg went around. Could not hold up. Long inning here for Gio Gonzalez. Pitch 29 of the inning coming up. Ball and a strike here to Spangenberg. Some good patient at bats here by the Padres in the first inning. Getting themselves into good hitters counts. PIRELA and Myers on the bases. And it's fouled to the screen. 1-2. Already 30 pitches in this first inning for Gio Gonzalez. Runner goes at first. Spangenberg will take a pitch outside, and Myers will steal second base. So 2 in scoring position now for Spangenberg.
We've seen Andy Green do that many times, first and third with 2 outs. Put that runner in motion depending on what the defense does. All that is negated because the ball is in the dirt. No throw. Boy, how huge would it be a 2-out knock here?
Swing and a miss, and Spangenberg strikes out. The breaking ball fooled him. Padres get a run, take a 1-0 lead.
guy out when he needs to, and they'll encourage him when he needs to, and they've just meshed nicely. So it's good to put those guys together. And the way Lamet throws, Sanchi just does a really nice job of like going back and forth between the two pitches. He's caught Lincecum for a long time, so he's seen plus stuff. He was doing that in San Francisco for a while, so I just think they pair nicely together.
That was manager Andy Green on why the Lamet-Hector Sanchez combination works so well, and I spoke with Sanchez, and he really credited Lamet. He said that he tries to call good pitches, but Lamet's command has been so good when he's caught him, and that's what he credits it to. Guys?
All right, Michelle, thanks very much. So a pretty good tandem here, these two working together.
I like it. And I think there is something to that. I buy into that. Let's say you're a young pitcher and you come up and you always have like your #1 guy catching, right? And we see the proof is in the pudding. And then let's say there's a day game after a night game and your backup catcher catches you, and you're used to throwing. I'm used to throwing to Don Orsillo once every 20 games. Now, day game after night game, they want to spell you, and Biff Dolan, our statistician, is catching. That's throwing me out of whack. I mean, it does something. The setup, the way he gives signs, the rhythm.
It's not the same.
It's not the same. I mean, nothing against Biff. I love the guy. Sweetheart of a guy, but as far as catching, not going to be my guy.
Myers will take it himself down there, guarding the line, and Lind is out #1 of the second inning. So 1 down, and it'll bring up Anthony Rendon. Now Rendon, who batted in the 3 spot in last night's game, sliding back down to his more familiar 6th. Now, we're used to seeing Bryce Harper somewhere in the middle as well, but of course he's on the DL, the bone bruise and knee injury.
Yeah, that's something we tend to forget. This team is not even at full strength.
No. They hope to be, and hope to get Trey Turner back too. Turner, one of the many big name Nats currently on the DL, along with Harper, Jason Worth, Max Scherzer, Brian Goodwin, Coda Glover, and Ryan Madson, all on the DL right now for the Nationals.
And they said that Ryan Madson was touching 100. In the words of Don Orsillo, he was touching a hundo.
A hundo. The trio of Kinsler, Madson, and Doolittle, all additions for them that they really needed in the pen. Strike in there. And really the acquisition of Howie Kendrick has been tremendous, sitting at 350, 13 RBIs in 18 games with the Nats. And very versatile, left field, right field, and second base for the Nationals. Swing and a miss on a pitch running away. Rendon strikes out. Second strikeout of the afternoon for Lamet. 2 down.
The wipeout slider. I don't get sick and tired of talking about it. It's fun to talk about, and it's even more fun to watch.
So 2 down here in the second, and it brings up Matt Wieters. .233, 8 homers, 44 runs batted in. Oh, we may see Lobaton today, the day game after the night game, but Wieters catching both. Inside for ball 2, 2-0. Wieters, a 4-time All-Star, 2-time Gold Glove Award winner. Signed as a free agent after 8 years with the Baltimore Orioles. And ahead of the count now, 3-0. Became the 25th player to play both for the Baltimore Orioles and Washington. I guess that includes the Senators as well. Pitch in there for a strike.
Yeah, what do they call that? The Battle of the Beltway?
Yes. The Mid-Atlantic region.
That's right.
Ball 4, and Wieters draws a 2-out walk. Third walk given up by Lamet here in an inning and 2/3. So that is somewhat of a concern here early in this outing. 30 pitches for him so far through an inning and 2/3, and Michael Taylor coming up. Well, a very good defensive center fielder as we have seen in this series. Michael Taylor, who hits a 270. Got some pop, 12 home runs, 35 runs batted in. Fouled off to the right, out of play.
Yeah, he's probably taken away about good, what, 6, 8 bases?
Yeah.
With the plays that he has made in center field.
He's leading off for quite a while. 5 career leadoff home runs. And now batting 8th in the order. With some time on the DL with a right oblique strain, 29 games. He was out for.
I know he took away 4, that one snatch it back.
On Solarte. Wieters at first base, 2 down here in the Nationals' second inning. Good pitch down and away. That slider again, 1-2. Thought about it, didn't go. Able to hold up. Same pitch a little further out, didn't go. They check again. Roberto Ortiz, first base umpire.
He's getting a lot of work down there early on in this game.
Yes, he is. A lot of check swings.
Does he go? No, I'll give him that one.
Nice of you. Foul back and to our right. Short lead at first for Matt Wieters. Not great speed there for the big man. 6'5" Matt Wieters. Held on over there by Myers, sort of. He's off the bag. As Taylor strikes out on a pitch in the dirt, back to the slider to get him. Third strikeout for Dinelson Lamet, and it ends the top of the second inning. Done with an inning and a half. Padres have a 1-0 lead. The last half of the second inning. Gio Gonzalez back on the mound, and he's been pretty consistent over the last couple of years. Mentioned 11 wins in 2016, and this year already 11 wins. Last year 11-11. Much better numbers this season. 2.49 earned run average. The opponent batting average down, and so is the BABIP, which is balls in play, and that is a topic that we talk about from now on. Then what do guys do when they make contact and put balls in play? What their averages are.
Yeah, you know, I'm not much of a sabermetric guy, but there are a couple, 2, 3 out there that I really think are valid and warrant talking about. Gio Gonzalez has gotten better. I mean, let's face it, he's recorded at least 10 wins in 8 straight seasons, and I think a guy can get better. He has gotten better this year as compared to last year. Why? Location is better. His velocity is down a little bit, so he's not like going out there just relying on stuff. He's taking a little bit off to locate. Now, balls in play batting average. Essentially what it is just, you know, you take the average when a ball's in play, whether it's an out or a hit, and then after all is said and done, you do the addition, the division, whatever it is, and you come up with batting average balls in play. Or whatever formula they come up with. And this is one I like because it tells me that a pitcher is hitting his spots, and therefore when a pitcher hits his spots, the defense is playing in the correct position and they're not getting hits.
How do you improve as a pitcher your BABIP number?
Repetition as far as location. And you can, and that's another subject we can get into, but here it is. Try to digest this.
Yep.
When you see the middle part, the formula here.
I'm overmatched.
You got a headache already?
Yes. Fly ball headed towards short right. Out goes Zimmerman. Piazza coming in. Nobody's going to get it. Base hit for Hector Sanchez. Falls between 3 Nationals.
Now, for instance, that is a batted ball in play, right?
Yep.
His average batted ball in play against Gio Gonzalez has just gone up because he got aboard safely with a hit. A little flare to the right side. 3 Nationals can't find it, and Sanchez is aboard.
One argument I would make there is that Gonzalez made a very good pitch and should be out number 1.
And that's a hang with him.
Yeah.
That's my sabermetric formula. Hang with him. HWE.
The formula is
you make a good pitch and it's a hang with them, and the guy gets aboard.
It's
the number of good
guys.
pitches that are put in play and awarded a hit that falls under the hang with them.
Lead runner on here for the Padres in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Dusty Coleman, the batter, getting the start at shortstop today and popping it up. On second base, it'll be Daniel Murphy. Makes the catch for the first out here of the 2nd inning.
Okay, see I believe you have to quantify numbers, right? The league average balls in play is 300. So Gio Gonzalez, I believe, is 246. So that's way below the major league average. So that means he's doing something really, really well.
Squaring to bunt here is Lamet with the runner at first. It is a fair ball. Going to second as Wieters got the out there. Back to first and safe at first base is Lamet. But Wieters jumping out there and firing to second base to get the lead runner Sanchez. So the sacrifice not complete there for Dinelson Lamet.
Well, any catcher would tell you a ball that's just a few feet out in front of home plate works to the advantage because it's right out in front. His momentum's going towards second base like Wieters. Square that shoulder and it's a force play. So it's almost like throwing to first base. Just get it there. It does not have to be the perfect throw for a tag play.
So 2 down. Lamet at first base. Top of the order, Manuel Margot. Struck out swinging in the first inning.
Batting average balls in play this season before the All-Star break 265. Since 196, the league average is 301. So the bottom line is this: for Gio Gonzalez, when a ball is put in play, hitters are hitting way below the league average. That means it's finding a defender's glove and they're making the plays behind him. Pretty good defense too helps as well for a BABIP. But that also tells me that he's hitting his spots with regularity.
Fly ball right field. Sunfield here, and Diaz shading his eyes and can't make the catch. Off the glove. Lamet will go to third as Margot ends up at second base. Diaz battles the Sun, and the Sun wins. So the error charged in right field to Diaz.
Trying to use the glove. He's got the glasses on and still draws leather, but no catch. Well, I tell you what, that is one you got to take advantage of.
So it is now second and third with 2 down. And brings up Jabari Blashier with a chance to do some damage. Padres had runners at second and third with 2 outs in the first inning and could not score any more runs. And another chance here, and Jabari down to the count 0-1.
You know, I thought maybe Lamet should have scored on that. 2 outs, crack of the bat. You got to be running.
High strike called, and it's 0-2. And at third, Margot at second, 2 down here in the Padres' second inning. 45 pitches already for Gonzalez. And a fly ball struck pretty well to right field. Diaz going back, shy of the track. He'll make the catch. That'll end the inning as Gonzalez pitches in and out of trouble. 1-0 Padres.
Mission of that scholarship?
Well, you know, we're really proud of that. You know, mine is the Tailhook Educational Foundation. Basically, it's a naval foundation, and they take care of the families and the kids, you know, from aircraft carriers, is the uniqueness of the Tailhook. And just proud to be a part of that and all the military things that we do and that I do throughout the year. It was an honor to have my name attached to it.
What else do you do throughout the year?
Well, I just try to make a difference in some kids' lives is what I try to do, and especially for those troops that they're deployed overseas. I try to get those kids out to the ballpark, go down and watch a little BP, meet some of the players, eat a little barbecue before the game, and let them enjoy a game on me. And I think it's kind of special and just a different day for you or me. Maybe the parent just got home from deployment. They're just trying to bond and get back together. What better way to do that than take in a ball game and enjoy the ballpark?
Absolutely, definitely makes a difference. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Back to you, Don and Mark.
All right, thanks very much, Michelle, and we thank Randy Jones for everything that he does, and he does a lot in this community and has for a great many years.
We're lucky to have the old left-hander. Love RJ.
I mentioned the Tailhook Educational Foundation just being one of them, and accepting that award today on behalf of Joseph Tanaka, his brother Tyler, whose father and mother, both retired Navy captains, were on the field prior to the game. Gio Gonzalez, the pitcher for the Nationals, leading it off here in the top of the third inning. Just away, and a full count now. 9-1-2 featured here for the Nationals in the third.
Fourth 3-ball count for Dinelson.
Wow, he walks the pitcher. That is the fourth walk allowed by Lamet today. As we were talking about moments ago, the ceremony before the ball game. Trevor Hoffman also out there on behalf of the Marine Corps Scholarship Foundation. Accepting the award was Alexis Wright, whose father served in the United States Marine Corps. All part of Military Sunday here at Petco Park in San Diego. Scholarship awards handed out on this beautiful Sunday afternoon in San Diego. And Gonzalez at first. Myers will hold him on as Alejandro De Aza takes a hack for strike one. 96-mile-an-hour fastball by him. Outfield straight away. 4 walks for Lamet in 2+ innings. He has walked more than he has struck out. 3 Ks so far. I'd say the biggest problem has been the fastball command. Would you agree?
Absolutely, right out of the gate. Flying open a little bit too much maybe. Then you overcompensate. Can't find the happy medium. That slider there particularly, he really opened up. Casted it. Almost like casting a fishing line, you know, letting it go a little early.
Diaza punched at that. He goes around. Second time Diaza has batted. He walked in the first inning. Choked up on the bat here, 2 strikes. And he went around again, and he strikes out. Fastball up, and he chases. 4th strikeout for Lamet. 1 down here in the 3rd inning.
Lamet also did the old slide step. Then he goes to the high cheese. Cannot hold up. Big strikeout. Keep the double play in order.
One out, 1 on, and WILMER DIFO. Shortstop batting from the left side. In on the grass at third is Spangenberg in case he tries to bunt. And instead, he is jumping back of a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. You see Spangenberg stride or 2 on the infield grass at third base.
DIFO very tough to double up. He's only grounded into 4 double plays this year. That's 221 at-bats prior to this game.
To left center field. PIRELA moving over from left, and he won't get there. Backed up by Margot. Back on the track as Gonzalez ends up at third. It is a double for DIFO, and it's 2nd and 3rd for the Nationals. with 1 out here in the 3rd inning. First hit of the day for Washington.
I thought maybe PIRELA would have had a better chance at this with the left-hander hitting DIFO. That ball's going to slice. It's going to slice towards the left fielder, PIRELA. Not sure what kind of jump he had, but no chance getting that one.
So 2nd and 3rd, 1 down, and Daniel Murphy walked in the 1st inning. 4 walks handed out so far by Lamet on the day. He's trying to find a groove here. And now in a jam with runners at 2nd and 3rd. Fly ball headed towards left field. PIRELA backed up, getting ready to tag is Gonzalez. He'll make the catch in left. Here comes Gonzalez. He will score, and the Nationals have tied the score 1-1. And a leadoff walk comes back to bite Lamet. And a 1-1 game and another RBI for Murphy, his 80th of the year. On the sac fly to left, it's a tie game. DIFO remaining at 2nd base with 2 away, and doesn't get any easier here with Ryan Zimmerman coming up now for the Nationals.
Murphy just perfectly explained the veteran getting a pitch and not overswinging. Just elevating to the outfield to get that run home. Try not to do too much. Perfect example.
In the dirt, taken off about halfway, and then stopping was DIFO.
Anticipating the breaking ball in the dirt. This ball checks back up. That's what a breaking ball will do. Like a cat.
Not falling behind now, 2-0. Just over 50 pitches at 51 through 2 2/3 innings. For the Met, dealing with Zimmerman with DIFO at 2nd. A run in, 2 down here in the 3rd inning. Ball 3, 3-0.
Seems like Zimmerman's a little bit more patient this at bat. Remember, he swung at 2 balls clearly out of the zone his first at bat.
Didn't have a real good at bat that first AB. We saw the even split balls and strikes for Lamet. 52 pitches, 26 balls, 26 strikes, and Andy Green looking on from the Padres dugout. See if Zimmerman's got the green light. He will take a strike at 95. Zimmerman now, Lind waiting on deck. There are 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd inning. Swing and a miss, and a full count now. Staying away with that slider again.
And behind in the count. That's pitching backwards. That's having confidence in that pitch. Zimmerman looking for the old number 1, the heater, and he's getting the wrinkle. Got to throw him another slider here, I would think, huh? My philosophy is if you go to 3-2 with the slider, throw him another one.
Fouled off, out of play. Tried it again. This time Zimmerman makes contact. Outfield, they play for him to go the other way. MANUEL MARGOT over towards right center field. Good size gap out there in left center. Payoff pitch coming up here again to Zimmerman. Ball 4, and he loses him. Second walk of the inning, the 5th walk of the outing allowed by Lamet.
RBI Baseball 2017 is out now for Xbox One, PS4, iOS, and Android. Enjoy fast-paced pick-up-and-play MLB action packed with all your favorite MLB teams, players, ballparks, and much, much more. Your breakout MLB season is here. You better become ready to play. Learn more at RBIGame.com.
Mike Muchlinski, the home plate umpire, out to break up the conference with Darren Balsley out there, and Hector Sanchez remaining to talk to Lamet a little longer. And ready to deal with Adam Lind, a left-handed hitter. As the Nationals have WILMER DIFO at second, Ryan Zimmerman at first, and 2 down. Lind 6 for 24 with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. His first time up, he grounded out to the first baseman, Will Myers. 2 on, 2 down, a run in. Ball 1. Ball 2.
You know, you're not going to have your stuff every time out. You're not going to have your electric stuff, 7 innings, 10, 12 punch outs every time out. Very few walks. Now, the difference is, how do you make that adjustment to find the difference to make one pitch to get out of a mess? Seems to me, no location of the fastball, he's throwing sliders in situations and made a good pitch. I would be surprised here if he throws a 2-0 slider.
Strike in there on the slider, and it's 2-1. The 5 walks ties his career high. And today it's in just 2 2/3 innings. DIFO at second, Zimmerman at first. Ball 3.
Oh, you're living in the danger zone right here. 3-1.
25th pitch of the inning coming up here for Lamet. Full count now. 4 strikeouts, 5 walks so far for Lamet through 2 2/3. Ball 4, and he walks him. Bases loaded for the Nationals, and it's time now for the tools of the trade, brought to you by Ram Trucks.
We're going to go back and try to tell you what Lamet needs to do here by showing you what he did to Rendon his first at bat. Fastball command, strike 1 up, the slider down away. There's another fastball up in the zone. Good command, and then he wiped him out with the slider. Boy, if he ever needed to command the fastball, this is the AB right here.
He has pitched his way into a mess here in the inning. And Anthony Rendon, the batter, a chance to do some damage. A strikeout victim, as you just saw, in the second inning. There's action in the Padres pen. Strike 1. With all that has happened, Lamet still can get out of this inning, giving up just the 1 run. There is Jose Torres, that action in the Padres pen. Fouled off, 0-2. Career high 6 walks allowed so far by Lamet. Trying to find his way. He's only given up 1 hit. DIFO at third, Zimmerman at second, and Lind at first with 2 outs here in the Nationals' 3rd inning. Foul back, and we'll do it again. 0-2.
Boy, Hector Sanchez is going to have a talk. Why? He might even air him out a little bit here. He was tapping his glove on the ground. He said, hey, get that slider down. And where he left that one was right down the heart of the plate. Hey, if I want a slider down, get it down there. I'll block it for you. You need to make that adjustment.
Bases loaded, and 0-2. He is outside for ball 1. Walk by Gonzalez got this all started, the pitcher. And that slider off the outside edge makes it 1-2.
That's a tough pitch to lay off with 2 strikes. High fastball here.
2-2. Grossman not able to locate that fastball in today's game so far in this outing. Bases filled with Nationals, 2 down in the 3rd. In a 1-1 game right now. Foul back, and we'll do it again.
You know, it's tough about this at bat. Remember, was it yesterday? It was a 12 pitch at bat to Rendon.
12 or 13, yeah.
Where he just kept on fouling off pitches, fouling off pitches.
Seventh pitch of the at bat coming up here, where the base is loaded and 2 down. Pitch 33 of the inning coming up here for Lamet. And it's outside. Full count, no place to put him, and now everybody will be on the move here with 2 down. 6th full count. Next pitch will be the 70th of the outing for Lamet.
I have to say, if he walks him right here, I mean, hopefully he gets him out, pop up ground, whatever. This is his last hitter. Gonna make a good pitch right here.
Rendon strikes out, and Lamet somehow gets out of it with only the 1 run. Rendon becomes strikeout victim number 5 on a day that Lamet has battled his way through. It's a 1-1 game after 2.5. Padres, and it's time now for the Timeless Moment, brought to you by Coors Banquet. Mark McGwire becomes the first player in Major League Baseball history to hit 50 home runs in 3 consecutive seasons. That was on this date back in 1998. There's strike one to Jose PIRELA.
Now Mark McGwire, the bench coach. I'll tell you what, you know, we have the luxury of going down and talking to the coaches, talking to the manager. Major League McGwire, he is in front of that computer going over scouting reports, game plan. I mean, this guy's he's a baseball nerd, which is great. I mean, puts in a lot of hours. His coaching staff, you go down to the coaches room, they're all in front of their computers doing stuff and talking to players and getting them ready for a big league ball game, Don. You know, there's a lot going on down there.
Trying to gain an edge.
Yeah.
And it's pitch 50 of the day for Gio Gonzalez, Jose PIRELA, Yangervis Solarte, and Will Myers. They're in the bottom of the third, a 1-1 game. Look at the breakdown for Gio Gonzalez. PIRELA with a single to left first time up. And he'll foul it back off to the right out of play. Swing and a miss, and PIRELA strikes out for the first out of the 3rd inning. 3rd strikeout for Gio Gonzalez. 1 down here in the 3rd.
High heat. That's what we're talking about. Got the curveball from Gonzalez. He goes up the ladder for the swing and miss and the strikeout.
So 1 down here in the 3rd brings up Yangervis Solarte.
Well, he got it with the high heat there. Christopher Russo, Mad Dog, going up the ladder there to get him.
Solarte flying out to center field in the 1st, 0 for 1. Chop foul over by the Nationals dugout.
Just when you think you're going to get the curveball, you get the high heat.
Outfield straight away on Solarte. In the dirt this time. Solarte getting leaders on the side of the mask on the backswing. Harris checking on him right away.
You know, usually that happens like on an off-speed pitch because the guy's, you know, he's trying to reach, and then all of a sudden the extension on the back end gets a guy.
Fouled off again to the right. Beautiful day in San Diego, the finale of this 4-game series. Padres and Nationals. 2-2 pitch. And Solarte fouls it back again.
Boy, if Yangervis can play a little pepper with the center fielder, Michael Taylor, there's a huge hole up the middle. Murphy a little bit shady towards second base, but my goodness. Shortstop DIFO playing him just a skosh to the pull side. So he's got all that area up there if he can get it past Gonzalez.
Grounds it back to Gonzalez, who will flip to first base for the out, 2 down. Sharply hit, but couldn't get it by Gonzalez up the middle. 2 away.
And looking beyond Gonzalez, I had a look at Daniel Murphy. He had a bead on it. I think if that ball goes over Gonzalez, Daniel Murphy, the second baseman's got a pretty good chance of getting that ball. Check out Daniel Murphy. Yeah, because that was hit on the second base side of the second base bag.
2 down here in the 3rd inning, and Will Myers will take a hack at the first pitch for strike 1.
One of the few changeups we've seen this afternoon from Gonzalez.
Mix it up here a little bit. Nelson Lamet, who has struggled through the first 3, only giving up 1 run. It's out to short, and DIFO slings it to first base in time to retire Will Myers and to end the 3rd inning. Game tied 1-1 after 3. Around Major League Baseball, and Giancarlo Stanton's gone deep again, his 45th of the year. This one at Citi Field in New York. 3-run shot, 45th of the year, and the Marlins beat the Mets 6-4. A lot of baseball left for Giancarlo Stanton. This is just August the 20th. As we play along here to the 4th inning, game tied up 1-1. Dinelson Lamet back on the mound, and in for us here through the middle innings, the return of Mark Sweendog Sweeney.
Good to see you guys.
How are you, Marcus?
Doing great.
Welcome back.
Good to be back.
Beautiful day, huh?
Yeah, bad clouds. There's a couple of them over
there.
here.
I saw
sprinkling over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take this day anytime. You guys are off to St. Louis.
Indeed, St. Louis and Miami on this next road trip.
Did you pack your undershirts?
Yes, I did. We got the polos in case we
Hot.
get to a certain temperature, which I think we'll probably reach. Got the eclipse tomorrow. Mark's got his eclipse glasses ready to go.
You do?
Welder's mask.
Looking forward to that.
I'm kind of excited.
Except it's going to be cloudy and drizzly tomorrow in St. Louis, so save it. The 1-2 pitch is in the dirt, and it's 2-2.
We'll let you know how it works.
Yeah, we're right in the direct path. 2 minutes and 41 seconds for the full eclipse.
What time?
1, I think it's 1:18-ish.
PM?
PM. Yeah, of course.
It's 75 coming up here for Lamet. And going around is Wieters. Tried to hold up, could not. 6th strikeout for Lamet. It's been a very strange outing for Lamet. 6 walks, now 6 Ks. He's only given up 1 hit.
And you know what? The bottom of the order, it could be very crucial here for Lamet to get a good, quick, clean inning. Fastball down away, and Wieters. Wow. Bad hack there. Guessing. Was that a combio? Change up?
One down here in the 4th inning, Michael Taylor. Taylor struck out swinging in the 2nd inning. call this effectively wild? I mean, this kind of splits here. Walks to strikeouts.
I think it falls under that,
really.
yeah, because you look at the score, you know, they're still in the game. It's tied. He's only given up 1 hit. For the love of Pete, I would say yes, it falls into that category. And Mark Sweeney, you've dealt with pitchers like this. You don't know if they're going to dot on the outside corner for a strike or one's going to come up at your soup coolers.
This is exactly what it is in the minor leagues. There's a lot of guys with a lot of stuff, velocity. They have good secondary pitches, but it's inconsistent with the secondary.
How about this outfield, Mark, for the Nationals with the 3 main guys gone? You've got Harper gone, Worth gone from the beginning of the year. And the third guy's escaping my memory. I wrote it down. Eaton, Adam Eaton.
Yeah, Adam Eaton's out for the year, but I think they have an opportunity to get both Worth and Harper back, which is a good sign.
And Taylor strikes out, back-to-back Ks. Second time that Taylor's down by way of the K, and that's 7 for LeMet.
Well, as I mentioned, there's the slider, and down bottom part of the order, a good quick inning for Dinelson Lamet, so he can get that feel back. So if he goes out there the next half inning, he can feel that groove and make some good pitches.
2 down here in the 4th inning. The pitcher Gio Gonzalez. It was his walk that get the inning started in the 3rd. He would come around to score after the leadoff walk to tie the game 1-1. In there for a strike on the outside corner, 0-2. Opposite field, softly lined and caught by Solarte. It's a 1-2-3, 4th inning, 3.5 done, tied at 1.
Really been kind of under the radar this year. He's had an unbelievable, almost career year is Gio, and it's been really fun to watch him and to be his teammate for 5-6 years now, and see how he's kind of changed as a pitcher, and not really relying on just pure stuff, but hitting his spots and just keep changing speeds and keeping the hitters off balance. So it's been fun to watch him pitch this year.
Well, it truly is an incredible 1-2-3 situation for them as far as their starting rotation goes for the Nationals. And Gio does kind of get lost there in the 3 spot behind Scherzer and Strasburg, but here he is, remarkably consistent. But you think of the combination of this trio, a 2.62 earned run average.
Yeah, and obviously the curveball comes into play, the swing and miss ability, but everything with Gio Gonzalez in years past has been command. He's had command this year, and arguably he's in the conversation for Cy Young with Zach Greinke if the injury bug still continues to hit the top guns in the National League.
He is retired 4 in a row as he starts this bottom of the 4th inning in a 1-1 ball game. A lot of pitches for him though through the first 3 innings at 62 pitches. He'll deal with 6, 7, and 8 in the Padres order. And it starts with Corey Spangenberg. Trying to bunt his way on, bring it with him, but he drops it down foul. Last 8 games for Corey at .429. And powering up 4 home runs. Total of 12 on the season. Padres got their run in the first inning, scoring on an error. Errant throw by WILMER DIFO. Well, the Nationals getting their run in the top of the 3rd inning. A sac fly by Daniel Murphy. That's been it.
Three curveballs in a row.
Well, your impressions of this team, if they are healthy, I mean, can they compete with the LA Dodgers in your estimation?
Yeah, I think they match up very well with them. And we did on our pregame show the intangibles that both clubs have as Corey Spangenberg goes down. I think if you look at it, it's a 1-2 punch. Yes, you add Gio Gonzalez to that, but Scherzer and Strasburg against Kershaw, if he's healthy as well, with Yu Darvish, man, it's a great matchup. And that's where you start, obviously, with the pitching. But when it comes down to it, I think the Dodgers have had 10 walk-off wins, which comes into play. They've built that aura around their team that I think that they believe they're the best team. But I think if the Washington Nationals win a playoff series, which they have not done, that's going to catapult their confidence, and you're probably going to see Los Angeles and them lock horns. I'm not a big believer in the Cubs this year for some reason. They keep on keeping everyone else relevant. But this is when you look at the starting rotation. The lineup, I think, favors Washington if you get these guys healthy. Trey Turner's a huge key. Obviously, Bryce Harper. The bullpen for the Dodgers with Kenley Jansen. But it's a good matchup.
You know, I look at the arms leading up to Doolittle. I think that's key for the Nationals. Sure, Doolittle is Doolittle, what he has done and what he can do. We saw it the other night. It's almost like the Rockies situation getting up to Holland. What they added. That's what I like about the Nationals bullpen.
Well, you got Kinsler, and when Matson gets back, and they hope they can get him back soon. Pieces that they added to their puzzle for the postseason run. And they really needed to do something about their bullpen. It was really their Achilles heel.
Yeah, and that was something that I think Dusty Baker knew it was going to be a problem moving forward.
Back-to-back Ks here for Gio Gonzalez. Gets Spangenberg. Now Sanchez, 2 down.
Flipping up the changeup from Gonzalez at 82, and the perfect pitch, lefty on righty, way out in front. Well, same arm slot. We almost talked about it with Strasburg yesterday. Same arm slot with all of his pitches. Just very tough to pick up.
Now 2 down here in the 4th inning. Brings up Dusty Coleman. Popped out to the second baseman, Daniel Murphy, in the 2nd inning.
No, I think the challenge for both of those clubs are going to be is they have such a huge lead, and you're not playing too many important games in September. I think that's a factor going into the playoffs. They're afforded to back off a little bit, maybe get healthy will be a key for both clubs, but I don't think that's a benefit. I like playing important games in September leading into the playoffs. I think Dusty Baker really knows his 8 playoff appearances, so he has the history behind him.
Center field and a base hit for Dusty Coleman. 2-out single here after Gio Gonzalez had retired 6 Padres in a row.
You know, I know it's early talking about magic numbers, but there was something written the other day. The Nationals were like 30. Okay, now you do the math, like you said, Mark, into September. That's a long time if they clinch, right? And how they're going to react and do that when the playoffs come.
They have other teams too, like the Houston Astros, who kind of ran away with the division a long time ago.
Yeah.
And trying to flip a switch here into the postseason where everybody's kind of even once you get past that wild card round. And talking about a 5-game series.
And we've seen it in years past too, that wild card team that continues to play important games. ends up winning that wild card game, and then they start winning that division series, a short series, which anything can happen.
Nelson Lamet grounding into a fielder's choice. First time up, down 0-2. And he strikes out. Gonzalez makes quick work of him. 6 strikeouts for Gonzalez. We're through 4, tied 1-1. Baseball brought to you by Sequan Casino. Sign up for the Padres Club Card today. By USAA, proudly serving the needs of the military community for over 90 years. And by Father Joe's Villages. Call 1-800-HOMELESS or visit neighbor.org to make a tax-deductible donation of cash, cars, or furniture. One to one the score as we head to the top half of the 5th inning. Row retired by Dinelson Lamet. Top of the order coming up here for the Nationals. Alejandro De Aza, Wilmer Difo, and Daniel Murphy expected here against Lamet. Just enjoyed his first 1-2-3 inning of his outing. That was in the 4th, and really needed a quick inning after throwing 70 pitches through the first 3. Lamet coming into his 15th start of the year, 7-4 individually. Dealing with a major league veteran, Alejandro De Aza. Found himself in the minor leagues for the bulk of this year in AAA Syracuse. Trying to bunt his way on, and it'll be Sanchez out to get it, but the throw will be late. Bunt single for De Aza starts the 5th inning for the Nationals.
Good idea with speed at top of the lineup now. Off a home plate. Yeah, with the speed, that ball checking up there, really tough for anybody to make a play on that one.
So lead runner on here for the Nationals in the 5th inning. Wilmer Difo 1 for 2. Quick check over at first base, and De Aza back to the bag. Popped up, foul ground. Sanchez will go as far as he can, but it's back into the seats, 4 or 5 rows deep. DIFO grounded into the double play in the first inning, doubled in the third. Spangenberg in on the grass at third. Big gap out in right center field here for left-handed hitting WILMER DIFO. Here's Myers is back to playing off the bag at first base like he did in spring training. Just kind of stands a few feet off the bag.
And you wonder that, and it might be something where the pickoff throw is in better position, and maybe defensively they feel he's going to get off the bag.
Runner went, no throw from Sanchez. Stolen base for Alejandro De Aza.
Is that a breaking ball? Yes, it was. And he picked a good one to go on, that breaking ball there. The double clutch by Sanchez.
Runner at second with nobody out now, and DIFO down the count 0-2. He's choking up on the bat. Time call. Walks have been a problem today for Lamet, walking 6. 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, 3 in the third actually. 1 last inning, and missing there for ball 1, 1-2. Pitch count high at 88 pitches. Saw Jose Torres warming earlier in the Padres pen. Right now the pen is quiet for the most part out there. Two and two. One single by De Aza began this inning. Stole second base and into scoring position here for Washington, trying to take a lead. Swing and a miss, and DIFO strikes out. The Met needed that. Picks up his 8th K. 1 down here in the 5th inning.
Sometimes you get away with the hanging slider, and we talk about the slider this afternoon from Dinelson. Sometimes they're down in the zone where he wants them. 2 strikes. Rendon, Taylor, Rendon again. And sometimes he gets away with the ones up in the zone. Here's the one to DIFO. Right above the belt buckle. Tough to stay on top of that one for the swing and miss. I don't think that was by design, but that's exactly where it ended up, and he got the strikeout.
1 out runner at second, and here is Daniel Murphy. Line into right field for Murphy, a base hit. De Aza's going to try and score. Throw from right, and Blash is going to be up the line, run in, throw to second, and safe. At second base is Murphy. So an RBI single to right field. He'll take second base on the throw, and Murphy has driven in both Nationals runs as Washington takes a 2-1 lead.
Well, we know what type of good hitter Daniel Murphy is, putting that ball in play, getting up on top and pulling it to the hole.
RBI situations. The last time it was a sacrifice fly. This time the line drive to right field. Pretty surprised that Will Myers didn't cut that ball off. It was offline. Easily going into second base is Murphy. So little details that you got to have in the awareness at first base. That's what you're reading. You're reading that throw, and if it is offline, you know De Aza with his speed be a tough play.
Now 1 on, and Ryan Zimmerman will take ball 1. Struck out swinging in the first, walked in the third. One single that started the inning for De Aza turns into a run. Popped up foul off to the right, out of play. Buddy Bauman is warming the pen, and so is Craig Stammen. That has relinquished the lead here in the 5th inning. Chop to third base. Spangenberg's got a long throw. He'll get it there in time. Throw is high, but Myers is tall. 2 down in the inning.
Dusty Coleman at shortstop immediately going over to cover third base. Cory Spangenberg well off the bag. And it's not even a bad spot for the pitcher to go over there as well, just to be over there and hang around if needed.
So 2 down. Murphy at second base, and it brings up Adam Lynn. And Andy Green has popped out of the dugout for the Padres, with Lynn coming up. And Lamet on a struggling day today. 6 walks, gives up the go-ahead run here in the top of the 5th inning, and Andy Green will take the baseball. So Buddy Bauman coming in here with the lefty at the plate. Nationals have taken a 2-1 lead. Brought to you by T-Mobile. Justin Verlander, 8 innings, giving up 1 earned run as part of a 6-1 win against the Dodgers. Last 5 starts, he's been Verlander-like, 4-1. Rick Porcello, the former Detroit Tiger, 6 innings pitched in a 5-1 win against the Yankees. He has now won 4 straight decisions, and the Giants beat the Phillies 2-1 in the 7th inning. Loss will mathematically eliminate them from the National League West race, and the Giants really big disappointment really this year heading into the year. I think a lot of people thought they were going to be very good this year, and that's not the case.
I picked them to win the division. Remember opening day we had our round table?
I do.
I picked them to win the West.
Yeah, surprising year up in San Francisco. Seen a lot of frustration from Bruce Bochy, and deservedly so.
Pitching change brought to you by El Cajon Ford. Buddy Bauman into the game.
Last time out was Friday for Buddy. It was against the Phillies. Check that. Washington Nationals on Friday, 2 days ago. Pretty good splits in the short time that he's been back up.
Into left center field, and that ball is going to be a gapper to the track of the wall. Murphy coming around from second base will score. It's an RBI double for Adam Lind, and it's a 3-1 Nationals lead. So Bauman allows an inherited runner to score in Murphy. That run is charged to Dinelson Lamet.
Oh, on high fastball, looked like Mark, and little cutter away on the left-hander. That's a good job of the left-hander taking it the opposite way.
Andy Green going to head out there again. So 1 batter and out for Buddy Bauman. Pitching change again from Petco Park. Nationals on top 3-1. Nationals have put together 2 runs so far here in the top of the 5th inning, and Craig Stammen becomes the 3rd arm used in the ball game for Andy Green and in this inning.
First time in this series. He was in the first game of the series, Craig Stammen. 2 innings, 2 strikeouts, and he inherits a runner. He needs 1 out to get out of this little mini jam.
Stammen, the former Washington National, coming in here to face his old team. Anthony Rendon, 3rd baseman, who had been 0 for 2 against Nelson Lamet, striking out in the 2nd and the 3rd innings. There is strike 1 over the outside corner.
Well, Craig's been pretty locked in. Last 18 innings pitched, only 3 earned runs. Got the good 2-seam fastball coming back on that outside corner against the righties like Rendon.
Stammen was a National 2009 through 2015.
Yeah, heavy dose of off-speed pitches to Rendon, so you probably think he's going to sit on a breaking ball in this situation. Base open. Sometimes you just commit to that off-speed pitch, especially the first 2 at bats.
Thought about it and went around, according to home plate umpire Mike Machlinski. Not even going to check. Count is 1-2. Having watched him during the series, it appears he is one of the more underrated guys around Major League Baseball.
Yeah, a lot of it has to do with his health. Obviously, the knee issues a couple years back, but I think he's in full strength. This is the guy that's a really good complement player because he plays solid defense, but clutch hitting. And it just ain't length with this lineup is the power of the Washington Nationals.
You got Adam Lind, who has driven in a run in this inning. Out there at second base. 1-2 pitch. And that is strike 3. Stammen does a nice job. Ends the top of the 5th inning. Nationals grab 2 and take a 3-1 lead. Target Field in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where Eddie Rosario hits a grand slam. A 9-run first inning. The Twins down the Diamondbacks 12-5. And with that, tie the Los Angeles Angels for a wild card spot. So that's going to be fun to watch down the stretch run, the AL wild card situation. A lot of teams involved.
A lot of teams bunched up. Be interesting. Texas Rangers have played solid baseball. And with the Angels and them playing solid baseball, Mike Scioscia's done a nice job with that roster. A lot of injuries to their rotation. They always have Mike Trout to rely on.
With that tie now, I was just counting beneath the Yankees, Twins, Angels, 6 teams within 4 games in that wild card race.
Yeah, Baltimore Orioles, they've been so good at home.
Today is August the 20th. So better than a month here of baseball left to play. Going to be a lot of fun. And Gio Gonzalez pitching here into the 5th inning. 82 pitches deep into his outing. Manuel Margot leading it off and taking ball 4 down to first base. Leadoff walk. That's the last thing Gio Gonzalez wanted to do to begin this bottom of the 5th inning. His newfound lead. Only the first walk that he has given up today. We'll bring up Jabari Blash. Blash with a single in the first inning came around to score the lone Padres run. And the throwing error by Wilmer DIFO. And he's flying to right. So 1 for 2. Surprised by the demotion of Hunter Renfroe yesterday.
Somewhat surprised, but when you go through struggles like that, you're not making the proper adjustments from Andy's assessment, maybe the organization's assessment, maybe drop him down a little bit, give him a little breather, and hopefully come back in September.
Started by dropping him down in the order and batting 8th quite a bit over the last couple of weeks and trying to take some of that pressure off, but still not coming around at the plate.
We talked about it yesterday. There's been times when other players have been sent down around the league and like, whoa, but hey, wake up call.
Yeah.
Got to turn it around.
Blash hits a high fly ball out towards right field. Diaz out there will make the catch for the first out of the 5th inning. Margot back to the bag at first, 1 away. Bring up Jose Pirela. With a single in the first inning, struck out swinging in the 3rd inning. 5 for 13 in the series against the Nationals. Washington taking 2 of the first 3 games of this 4-game series, and now with a lead in game 4 on top 3-1. Foul to the screen, 1-1. Nationals are trying to avoid consecutive losses for the first time since August 1st and 2nd. It's something they've been able to do. And largely the reason they have the record that they do and are atop the National League East. Ball 2, 2-1. Gio Gonzalez coming in with a record of 11-5, a nifty 2.49 earned run average, and the run that he allowed in the first inning was unearned. 2 miscues made in this game so far by the Nationals. Almost got that back foot. And it's 3-1.
Looking for the fastball here, Mark Sweeney?
Well, you're looking for something right over the middle of the plate. Why? Because that plate's starting to move around a little bit for Gio Gonzalez. Command has been off, especially in this inning.
Pitch count getting up there. This will be pitch 90 of his outing with 1 out here in the 5th. Driven to left, down the line towards the corner, and it'll be a foul ball. To the left of the line, a good bid there by PIRELA, but just out ahead and a foul ball.
Out in front, just a little bit too much.
PIRELA 1 for 2 in this ball game, and now a full count to him. Fly ball down the right field line. De Aza again over towards the line. Will make the catch for out number 2. So a two-way. Margot back to the bag at first. We're talking about Cy Young Award candidates, and you had mentioned Zach Greinke and Gio Gonzalez. Of course, with the injuries to Max Scherzer and Clayton Kershaw, the big 2 up top, and really you would think one of those 2 guys would be the lead in that category, but depending upon the length of DL stints for both of those guys, you get the other 2 guys as possibilities.
What do you think of this, Mark?
I still like Kershaw. I look at innings pitched. I'm sorry. I look at hits innings pitched. I look at opponents' batting average against. I look at ERA. Sure, there's been time on the DL, but if there's a guy on the DL and still the difference between that guy and another guy has a significant difference.
Huge.
That's just one guy's opinion. That's the way I kind of look at it.
I think Alex Wood has to be mentioned as well with the Dodgers and their streak that's going on, but I think Kershaw is the best pitcher in the game, and he continues when he takes the ball is win ball games, and nothing to take away from all those guys, because I think the world of Max Scherzer as well. But I think you're right. If he comes back and gets 4 or 5 starts, right, continues to win, it's an easy pick for me.
You know what's nice is that we're able to talk about the handful of good starters that are in the race for that. It's just not one clear-cut winner or guy at this point of the season where you would carve the trophy for, engrave that trophy.
I think there's something to be said too. There's not many aces in the game. In years past, we've seen probably more. A lot of number 1s, and an ace is a guy that you expect to win when he takes the ball. Like Max Scherzer and Clayton Kershaw are those 2 guys.
They got to get Scherzer's neck figured out here at this stage. Of course, missing a start in this series, then placed on the DL. And same neck injury, but the pain has moved from one side of the neck to the other, which is troublesome if you are a Nationals fan getting ready for the postseason.
Yeah, and if you watch the game, I mean, he's so much fun to watch because he gets stronger as the game goes along. He's got emotion in his starts. I absolutely love it.
He's a closer for 9 innings. That's the way I look at him. From pitch 1 of the game to whether he's in the 9th, he's closing out that inning.
Sort of the way Verlander was.
Yeah.
Those 2 in the same rotation at one time. That's pretty amazing, but those kind of rubbed off on him, I think, in the years there with Verlander. Verlander late in his outing sometimes would throw harder than he did earlier, reaching for a little extra late. It was amazing. This one fouled off Solarte back towards Gonzalez.
Who's your choice, Don?
Foul ball. I would have to go with Kershaw. If he comes back and you know, gives him a September and just continues doing what he's doing, I got to go with Kershaw.
Now, the one thing you can say of Max Scherzer is that he does give up the long ball, and that's been his nemesis at times. Probably you'll see the record like that, but he wills himself to win even when he doesn't have all his stuff. I think that's the prerequisite as that guy that is an ace.
Solarte reaches out and lifts one to center field. Michael Taylor drifting back will make the catch to end the inning. Through 5, Nationals have a 3-1 lead. Padres getting a run in the first inning on an errant throw from WILMER DIFO from shortstop that allows a run to score as Jabari Blash came in. Then a sacrifice fly for Daniel Murphy ties the game. 1-1 that Murphy would give the Nationals a lead with a base hit to right field, put them on top 2-1. And Adam Lynn, the left fielder, sending one out to the gap in left center field, would score Murphy. And the Nationals took a 3-1 lead with 2 runs in the 5th. And that is where we are here as we move into the 6th inning. Matt Wieters leading it off against Craig Stammen. Bottom 3rd of the Nationals order. And Wieters will take strike 1.
And you know, you look away, this game's going. Okay, we're in the top of the 6th. Is there another guy you'd want in there rather than Craig Stammen? He can give you 2-3 innings. You hold the Nationals at 3. He's your best guy probably out there to hold the deficit. Still got a lot of baseball left.
Matt Wieters walked in the 2nd inning, struck out swinging in the 4th inning. Wasn't that long ago that Craig Stammen was going quite a few innings in relief.
Longest out of the year, 3 1/3. He's done that 2 times.
Comes in on Wieters, and it's 1-2. Nelson Lamet started the game, 4 2/3, 3 hits. In charge of the 3 runs the Nationals have. He is on the hook. 6 walks, 8 Ks. Line to right, Blash coming in, and he'll make the running catch. And Matt Wieters retired for the first out here of the 6th inning.
Boy, at first I thought that Jabari Blash was going to have to make a shoestring catch. Then all of a sudden this ball almost overruns it a little bit, gets the glove up there for the big first out.
And 1 down here in the 6th inning brings up Michael Taylor. 0 for 2, striking out twice. Once in the 2nd and then again in the 4th, and both times swinging. 2 for 14 in the series. He's been quiet at the plate, but not with his gloves. Some very good catches out there in center field. And Avian Hervis Solarte of a home run here the other night. Game number 124 of the year today for the Padres. Wrapping up the homestand, heading to St. Louis and Miami. on the corner, and it's 1-2. Bauman came in, faced one batter, and gave up that RBI double to Lind, allowing an inherited runner to score. So again, all the runs charged to the Padres starter today, Lamet. Strike 3 call, and Stanman picks up his second K, gets Taylor. 2 down here in the 6th inning.
Craig Stammen's got the crosshairs locked in. Watch the glove of Sanchez. That two-seamer comes back. Frozen pizza.
Two down here in the 6th inning. It brings up Gio Gonzalez. He has thrown 97 pitches in his outing, and he is hitting for himself here. We have 2 down in the 6th inning. So it looks like Gio's going to pitch a while longer today.
Well, the one thing, guys, I would like to say, Davey Loeb's one of my favorites in the game. 71 years young, 31 years as a major league coach after a very good career. Smart baseball man, difference maker for a lot of base running guys that just need to learn the game. Taught me a lot, and I'm very appreciative of all of his time that he's given. Still lives in San Diego.
Going away, and it's 1-2. Where with him in Milwaukee?
Milwaukee is a manager, and probably got him fired the way I played. But he was, as a first base coach, the knowledge that he has, the little things that he can pick up and get guys that don't have a lot of speed to score, get some stolen bases and score some runs.
Gio Gonzalez strikes out. Back-to-back Ks. 3-1 Nationals. In Chicago, Alex Avila with a walk-off base hit to right field. Batista's up and throwing, but 2 runs in, and the Cubs able to walk it off against the Blue Jays 6-5. That was in the 10th inning. Here it is 3-1. The Nationals have the lead over the Padres. And ready for the bottom of the 6th inning. Look at the NL Central. Cubs now the 2.5 game lead over the Milwaukee Brewers, and 3 better than the team we will see on Tuesday, the St. Louis Cardinals.
They've now won 6 of their last 8, the Cubs.
Starting to play better baseball, and that's without Wilson Contreras, too, who's been on the DL, although saw Alex Avila, who was a very good pickup for them. Teazo over to the corner to make the catch on the warning track for out number 1 as Myers flies out deeply to right field, but he's out number 1.
Well, the Cubs also picked up former Padre Rene Rivera, which I think is another good pickup. And you're wondering about that hamstring injury by Wilson Contreras. After the All-Star break, Contreras had 10 home runs, 29 RBIs, and hitting fourth for Joe Madden, so that's a big loss.
One down in the 6th inning, 4 in a row now retired by Gio Gonzalez, and there's a 2-hopper down to first. Zimmerman tags the bag, 2 down in the 6th inning. Well, Gonzalez has kind of found his groove here through the middle innings after some high pitch innings early in this outing. And he has really settled in 4, 5, and 6 here so far. Brings up Hector Sanchez.
Okay, would you guys be willing to bet the mortgage that Hector Sanchez is taking this pitch?
I think he's swinging. Well, you were right.
And the reason why I say is because two pitches, two outs.
Two
right?
outs.
Isn't that a universal rule in baseball?
You would think so.
It is until someone swings.
Right. I was thinking he was going to take a hack.
I mean, we've seen it before many, many times.
He swings the second pitch. And is down 0-2. Going to take a very long walk. That's about as far out of the box as you can get. Not being in the dugout again.
On that foul ball, did somebody get a piece of that foul ball and Hector is granting a little courtesy, maybe?
Perhaps. Oh, 2 pitch. And Sanchez will take a ball, 1-2. Over 100 pitches now for Gonzalez at 102. Retired 5 Padres in a row. Hector had a single back in the 2nd inning, a 1-for-2 day. That's from the 7th spot in the order, catching the day game after the night game. On the ground, left side, WILMER DIFO throws out Sanchez and ends the 6th inning. We head to the 7th with the Nationals on top, 3-1.
$9,000 a game at the sports arena.
San Diego Sockers are once again the MISL champions.
First time I was ever in the arena, I stepped on that floor, and I remember it was against the Chicago Bulls. It was just electric for me.
Tuesday on Inside San Diego Sports, we look back on the 50-year history of the Valley View Casino Center. From the Gulls to the Clippers, the Sockers, and more, we'll reminisce about the arena's top moments Tuesday after Padres Live.
Now it's on to the 7th inning, and the Padres will use their 4th pitcher of the day as Jose Torres comes in for San Diego.
Top of the order for the Nats. Left switch, left due up. And for Jose, his 52nd game of the season. Been getting plenty of work. Last time out was against these same Nats a couple of nights ago. Worked an inning, struck out 2. Buries the fastball in on the lefties. On the righties, that is. With a 223 clip and 263 against lefties.
Alejandro Diaz leads it off here, top of the order for the Nationals. And he'll take strike 1. In the grass at third is Spangenberg. As Diaz entertains any thoughts of bunting. Slaps it foul off to the left out of play. 0-2. Come off the bench in the last 3 games to pinch hit, but getting a start today in right field. Howie Kendrick getting the day off for the Nationals in the finale of this series. Wilmer DIFO waiting on deck, then Daniel Murphy expected here for Washington in the 7th inning.
And once again, it was along the subject we were talking about earlier, giving your regulars days off, day after your night game, and Dusty Baker with the lead that he has, the 14 games in the division.
Did he go? No. We'll check with Marty Foster, third base umpire.
Thought he went.
Softly lined and caught by Yangervis Solarte, about knee high. Round number 1 of the 7th inning.
Well, a big out, any big out, that first out of any inning. Also avoiding the sweet spot there. A very, very good pitch by Jose Torres. You want to face Daniel Murphy with nobody on base.
And 1 down here in the 7th, and it'll bring up Wilmer DIFO. And again, Spangenberg in at third base. At speed at the top of the order for the Nationals. DIFO 2 for 10 in the series, hit a double back in the 3rd inning. 1 for 3 day for the Nationals shortstop. Oh, 2.
And once again, a tip of the cap to Craig Stammen. Nice outing for the veteran right-hander.
Inning in the 3rd, gave up no hits, retiring actually inning in 2/3. Held everybody that he faced.
Held the deficit, right?
Yep. In the dirt and gathered by Sanchez. Blocks it in front of him. Nelson Lamet on the hook today as he went 4 2/3, giving up 3 hits and 3 runs. Career high 6 walks in his outing, 8 strikeouts. Came in individually at 7-4 into today's game. Driven to left field. PIRELA moving back, still going, and that ball's going to be over his head and one hop the wall. Gets it back in, but not before DIFO standing at second base with a 1-out double.
Boy, DIFO gets this pitch down and in. Had him in the hole, 1 and 2. You talk about lefties liking the ball down and in. Yeah, there are righties who like the ball down and in as well. And this switch hitter turns on that pitch down and in for the double.
And the Nationals on the day 2 for 6 with runners in scoring position. They have DIFO at second, 1 down, and the heart of their order coming up in Daniel Murphy. As Hector Sanchez heads out to talk to Jose Torres. Time now for the Bill Howe plays of the game, and Daniel Murphy with 2 RBIs in the game. A sac fly out to left field. Gio Gonzalez would score, and then a single to right field would drive in another run. And put the Nationals at the time on top 2-1. They have added a run thanks to an RBI double by Adam Lind, and it's 3-1 Nats, threatening for more here in the 7th. Strike one. Murphy a walk in the first, a sac fly he saw in the third, and then the RBI single in the 5th. Highest batting average with runners in scoring position at .415, only behind Nolan Arenado of the Rockies. Fights it off foul and is down 0-2.
You know, I think a lot of that obviously is talent and knowing the situation, but I think I'm a firm believer when I look at numbers like that. Daniel Murphy's thinking it's a mindset to me to where he's convinced, hey, pitcher, you're the one with the pressure on you. It's not me. You've got to come to me. And I think that plays into it as well.
Seems like a little different focus with guys on base. Chance to drive in runs, runners in scoring position, and that's why I'm a firm believer in the RBI still being a
absolutely
strong statistic. Because there are RBI guys, I feel like.
No question about it. And I'm dating myself, but one of my, you know, the guys I loved watching for the big red machine, Tony Perez. We're going back to the 70s, but still, you know, yes, and he was an RBI machine.
The 2 pitch coming up here to Murphy. Check swinging, a ball in the dirt. Did he go? No. The 2 RBIs. Murphy now with 81 RBIs on the season. Wilmer Difo out there at second base with 1 down. Shadows a factor here at the moment. The light tower is casting a shadow over the home plate area, while the mound and the batter's eye still very much in the sunshine. Another foul, 1-2. Battle continues here. Jose Torres and Daniel Murphy.
I think part of that swing Murphy just took was kind of like to get out of the way, because this was a breaking ball that leaked up and in, or he recognized it out of the hand, then just tried to move a little bit to try to keep that ball fair. See if Torres can put him away right here.
Fly ball, center field, as Margot's out there waiting. He will put it away, tag it up, trying for third as Difo. Throw goes that way, but he'll get in there safely. Now 90 feet away with 2 down here in the 7th inning. So Murphy ends up flying out, and that'll bring up Brian Zimmerman. And again, Sanchez headed to the mound.
And he's probably talking to him saying, hey, look on deck, you got a left-hander in Lind. First base is open. How do you want to go after this guy?
Well, today Ryan Zimmerman has struck out swinging, walked, and grounded out third base.
Although lefties are hitting better off of Torres this year, 267, righties 223.
He went around, baffled on that for strike 1. Down and in, 1-1. Torres, the fourth arm used today by Andy Green, working here in the top of the 7th inning. Nationals on top 3-1. Inside for ball 2. Base runner 90 feet away, 2 down, and a 2-1 pitch. Fouled off, 2-2.
Oh, he likes to bury those pitches into righties, doesn't he?
Sure does. Gotta make sure to get it in too against Zimmerman.
Yeah, you want to miss off the plate 2 baseballs. You don't want to miss 2 baseballs on the inner third of the plate.
Pitch of the inning coming up here for Jose Torres in relief. Trying to keep this a 2-run deficit for San Diego. In the dirt, full count. Adam Lynn waiting on deck. And Torres would like to take care of Zimmerman right here to end the top of the 7th. There is Lynn. There is DIFO walking lead off third base. Fouled off to the right, not a play. Beautiful day in San Diego. The finale of this 4-game series. Finale of the homestand for the Padres. Headed out onto the road after the ball game. Playoff pitch again. And that is strike 3. Zimmerman gets the bad news from Mike McClinsky, the home plate umpire, who rings him up to end the inning. And the Nationals leave DIFO at third base. We'll keep it right here for 7th inning stretch as the strikeout picked up nicely for Torres and a good framing there by Hector Sanchez. Well, the 7th inning stretch here at Petco Park in San Diego. We'll keep it here on this Military Sunday for the singing of God Bless America.
It's time for the 7th inning stretch. Before we sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game here on Military Sunday, please stand and welcome U.S. Marine Corps spouse Katrina Pizak. Please sing along as she presents God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, my home sweet home.
Katrina Pizak.
Diego and the Nationals on top of the Padres 3-1. Seventh inning stretch is presented by your San Diego Hyundai dealers. That's to the bottom of the seventh inning we go. And the Padres will have Dusty Coleman, the pitcher's spot, and Manuel Margot scheduled. Gio Gonzalez back out there again for the bottom of the seventh inning. Has retired the last 6 Padres in a row, and this is pitch number 106 of his outing.
He's thrown as many as 116 this year. He's thrown 113 a few times. So here's where you start around 100 or more. Location, velocity. Is the curveball going to be up?
Coleman 1 for 2 today, a single in the 4th inning. Now a foul off to the right out of play. First time in his young major league career that Dusty Coleman has had the chance to face Gio Gonzalez, and popped out to second in the second, single to center in the 4th inning, and getting his 3rd look at him today.
Still good break on the old number 2. Goes the curveball.
He's given up only 1 hit since the 2nd inning. Here he is in the 7th. He's also frustrated with himself. Full count now. Luis Torrens has come out on deck to pinch hit in the pitcher's spot. And that is strike 3. Coleman thought he had ball 4, but he strikes out looking for the first out here at the bottom of the 7th inning. 7 strikeouts now for Gio Gonzalez.
Wow, that breaking ball that's up in the zone at 74, according to Fox Tracks or Pitch Tracks, looks like it hits the top of the strike zone.
One down in the 7th, and it brings up Luis Torrens.
You know, you don't see that call too often, do you? The breaking ball, lefty on righty, vice versa, getting that high outside call. I'm not saying it's not a strike. I'm just saying you don't see that call a lot.
Well, playing time has been hard to come by here for the Rule 5 draft choice. Luis Torrens, who did go around there, according to first base umpire Ortiz. And it's 0-2. Didn't go. We'll check again. And Roberto Ortiz been very busy down there at first base today.
A lot of appeals.
Gives you an idea of the stuff that Gio Gonzalez has got. A lot of check swings. Didn't go.
What in the 9th Circuit Court is going on down there with all these appeals? First base.
Swing and a miss, and Torrens went around that time. Strikes out. 8 strikeouts for Gio Gonzalez. 2 down in the inning.
Looked like a changeup, and way out in front of it. Pitch number 116. The changeup still effective. The curveball still snapping.
Now trying to get him through the 7th inning here. He's got 2 outs in the 7th inning. He has retired 8 in a row, and it's back up top for Manuel Margot. We'll take ball 1. Manny today has struck out swinging, reached on a 2-base error, and walked in the 5th. Gonzalez has walked only 1 batter today, and that was Manuel Margot. 1 walk, 8 Ks. Trying to get his 12th win of the year. That's a strike, and it's 2-1. 25th start of the year for Gonzalez. Strike two. Right side and into right field. A base hit for Manuel Margot. 2-out single breaks up a string of 8 in a row, retired by Gonzalez. And here comes Dusty Baker. Well, Gonzalez frustrated, was trying to get that final hitter and get through the 7th inning, but not today. 121 pitches for him, though. And his manager out to get him here with 2 down in the 7th inning. So Gio Gonzalez's day is over. Joe Blanton has been warming in the pen. He'll be headed in. The pitching change from Petco Park with the Nationals on top 3-1.
Pitching change, and you see left-hander Gio Gonzalez taking a little breather and wetting his whistle after his effort. 121 pitch effort. What's been working for him this afternoon? We mentioned it when he took the mound in the first. The changeup, the fastball in, the location of the curveball. He gets a curveball right here, up and away call to Dusty Coleman. But after all told, 6 2/3, 5 hits. Yeah, he's pretty good. They got a pretty good trifecta over there with Scherzer, Strasburg, Gio Gonzalez.
Well, he will be a spectator now as he hands the baseball off to the pen, and Joe Blanton, the veteran, coming into the game now for the Nationals.
We saw Joe Blanton back on Friday, an inning. He walked one Padre, his 39th game. He's got a lead to work with here and 1 out to get to try to leave that inherited runner out there for Gio Gonzalez. High splits righties and lefties alike.
Jabari Blash 1 for 3 today, a single back in the first inning. One of only 5 hits off of Gio Gonzalez today. Does represent the tying run here, though. The runner at first and 2 down in the 7th inning. Gonzalez responsible for Manuel Margot, who gains a lead at first base.
Joe Blanton's given up 9 home runs in 33 innings.
Foul tipped, 0-2.
More hits than innings pitched. Collectively, hitters hitting .309. Talk about a 2-out opportunity here.
Part of it was a tough bullpen for the Nationals. But in here in a high leverage situation. Blash strikes out, fastball at 93. They lead Margot at first. We head to the 8th, 3-1 Nationals.
inning. Mark and I are working on Padres Live, the post-game show, which will be brought to you by Cox Communications. This is going to give fans a chance to see what Washington has at the back end of their pitching staff.
Yeah, Mark, we heard Mark Grant talk about it on the broadcast, how important it was for the Nationals to change their bullpen. At the beginning of the year, they lost a lot of games late. Now they're starting to round it up, and it has a lot to do with Kinsler, Madsen, and also Doolittle. Doolittle's a factor, especially in the ninth inning.
Yeah, for sure. Now I think Dusty Baker's going to start seeing what he's got as they gear up toward the playoff push. When Mark and I see you on the post-game show, you're also going to hear from Andy Green. We'll get you set after the off day. The Padres are going to be in St. Louis against the Cardinals, so we'll get you ready for that. And we'll take a look around baseball for some of the top stories. So set it back up now. Don Orsillo, Mark Grant.
All right, Mike and Mark, thanks very much. We play along here to the 8th inning, and the Padres will use pitcher number 5 of the day, Phil Maton.
High fastball. He's got a cutter. He's got a breaking ball, and Phil Maton is getting his share of major league action this year. Now his 31st game. Not bad splits for the kid. Only 5 walks. He is a strike thrower, and the thing that jumps out to me, more strikeouts than innings pitched. That is a good thing.
Now it is Adam Lynn leading it off. Padres going into a shift on the right side on Lynn. Lynn has contributed in this game with an RBI double back in the 5th inning. Veteran left-handed bat, plays first base, the outfield, and signed with Washington just prior to spring training. And ahead 2-0. In there for a strike, and it's 2-1. Maton takes over for Jose Torres. Pitched the 7th inning and gave up a 1-out double. Then was able to get Murphy to fly out to center, and he struck out Ryan Zimmerman to complete the 7th inning. Grounded foul outside of first, and it evens at 2-2. After Lind, it'll be Rendon and Wieters expected to bat in the inning. Nationals featuring 5, 6, and 7 here in the 8th. There is Rendon waiting on deck. Lind with the leadoff walk to begin things here in the 8th inning. Well, the Padres after the ball game will be headed to St. Louis to begin the 3-game series with the St. Louis Cardinals. Tommy Pham, a .290 average in August, and Paul DeJong, .472 batting average, 9-game hitting streak for DeJong, and it is Lance Lynn. Last 8 starts 4-0 with a 1.46 earned run average, and opponent only hitting a .216 against him.
And as we mentioned before, the NL Central race and that wild card race. St. Louis right in the thick of things. And how about one of the best athletes ever? Pinch running right here. Edwin Jackson.
He was pitched in the series, and now he is pinch running in the series. As the day for Adam Lind, who comes out of the game after the leadoff walk. Nationals trying to grab another run here of insurance as they bat in the 8th.
You know, Don, it's kind of a good thing, bad thing. It's a good thing because you don't burn a regular player, but it's a bad thing because you risk, you know, pitchers running the bases. You never know what's going to happen. They're not used to doing it. We've heard of pulled hamstrings, hurting themselves. It happens. But you don't burn a bench player, which is a good thing.
In there for a strike to Rendon. Leadoff walk for Adam Lynn. Now pinch running at first, Edwin Jackson. Anthony Rendon had a tough day today so far. He struck out 3 times. All swinging. Nelson Lamet on the hook today for the Padres, the starter. And his 15th start of the year. Lasted 4 2/3, giving up the 3 runs the Nationals have. As they bat here in the visiting half of the 8th inning. Rendon, it's a fly ball to right field. Jabari Blash out there will make the catch for the first out of the inning.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the San Diego Padres. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
1 out, 1 on, and it brings up Matt Wieters. Wieters walked in the 2nd, struck out swinging in the 4th, lined out to right in the 6th inning.
You know what's great about baseball these days, sports in general? I mean, you can pick up any game, right? Anywhere, anytime. And you know, it's a luxury also for coaches around the country watching, because my cousin, I told you, Chris Mahalik, AA pitching coach for Harrisburg for the Nationals. Well, he wants to keep tabs on his guys like Matt Grace. He had him. Guys in the minor leagues, Matt Albers, he knows Matt. Sammy Solis. So he gets a chance to watch these guys at the big league level. And he's watching with his family. His wife Shannon, Madison, their kids, Madison and Ty. They're watching the Padres telecast, not the Nationals. They're watching us, Donnie.
You say Harrisburg?
He's in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Harrisburg.
Did you announce there?
Yes. As a visitor several times.
Good yard.
They were with the Expos at the time, and now still with the organization with the Nationals. Guys like Cliff Floyd came through there.
Nice.
Former Padre.
Love Cliff Floyd.
Three-one pitch. And that's ball 4. Second walk of the inning given up by Maton. 8th walk of the day given up by Padres pitching. And that'll bring out Darren Balsley here with 1 down in the 8th. Who else was there? Rondell White was there.
Good yard, old yard. What was it?
I believe it's a new yard now, but it was an older yard. Kind of on an island. You got to walk over the bridge. It's very similar to like walking over the bridge, the Clemente Bridge in Pittsburgh. You get over there.
You know, there's something to be said. All these minor league parks now, they're getting new and more, you know, modern. But there's something to be said about the older parks. Very, very cool.
To the Eastern League. Usually you played Reading, which is the Philadelphia Phillies AA, and then go to Harrisburg as part of that trip. 1 out, 2 on, and Michael Taylor. 0-for-3. Taylor has struck out 3 times. That's a grounder. Back Maton. The backhanded stab goes to second. They got nothing. Coleman stepped in front of Solarte. They both went to the bag, and everybody's safe. Nice pick, though. Behind the back by Maton.
Yeah, that's a miscommunication at second base. Behind the back. Checks third. And you know what? Jan Harris was there first. And looking at the way the defense was prior to the pitch, Solarte was shaded more towards second base. So I'm guessing that, by the way, Jan Hervis approached the bag and was anchored there. He was the one responsible for covering. Dusty Coleman comes in.
Coleman's charged with an error. Now a swing and a miss as the pinch hitter Howie Kendrick makes his first appearance of the day.
Yeah, those are the mistakes that can't be made.
.343, 7 homers, 29 runs batted in. Combined numbers between Philadelphia and Washington.
Did you see the same thing done? I mean, because Solarte was
Yep.
shaded over that way, right? And he got there and was anchored. And then Dusty just came in and.
Yeah, if Dusty doesn't get involved in that play, there's an out at second base.
Absolutely.
Solarte was there, ready and waiting. Kendrick now to third base, picked by Spangenberg. He'll go to second for one, on to first. It's late, and a run scores. Nationals take a 4-1 lead. So they give the middleman and Michael Taylor 5-4 on the force out there, but Kendrick picks up an RBI with Edwin Jackson scoring the 4th Nationals run.
Well, this in between hop for Cory Spangenberg. Wow. Good footwork around the base at second base for Jan Hervis. Does he get a little spike action there on the slide? I mean, not intended, obviously. A good slide into second base. Sometimes your leg is just in the wrong area at the wrong time. Looks like he's okay though.
So first and third now, and Solarte checking out that right foot.
It looked like a good slide in a second.
It looked like Taylor went to the bag there on the slide. Problem was it was arriving very close to when Solarte was arriving. So not a lot of time to get out of there, and he had to get rid of the throw. So first and third here with 2 outs in the inning. Nationals had a run in the top of the 8th. Top of the order, Alejandro De Aza. He went around, and it's a called strike anyway. 0-2. Walked in the first, struck out in the third, and a bunt single, and scored a run in the 5th before lining out to second base in the 7th. Leaders at third, Kendrick at first. Swinging a foul tip, glancing off of Sanchez's glove. Foul to the screen, still 0-2. Maton has walked 2 in this inning and has thrown 23 pitches of relief so far. And not yet out of this top of the 8th. He's relinquished a run. Misses with the fastball up, 1-2. One of the 2 walks allowed by Maton in the inning has turned into a run. The other standing at third base right now in Wieters. Two and two. De Aza fouls it back and to our left. Four runs, 5 hits, and 2 errors for the Nationals. A run, 5 hits, and an error for the Padres. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up here for Alejandro De Aza. Fly ball, left center field. Manuel Margot over to left center to make the catch that ends the inning. The Nationals add a run, take a 4-1 lead to the bottom of the 8th.
In case you missed this week's episode of Padres POV presented by Nissan, you can catch it today. After Padres Live, the post-game show, we highlight the Padres baseball fundraising event, and Friar favorite Heath Bell stopped by a Baseball for Hope clinic. Make sure you tune in, guys.
All right, thanks very much, Michelle. We play along here to the bottom of the 8th inning. Padres now trailing by 3 runs. And some changes here for the Nationals. We'll start with the new pitcher and the former closer for the Minnesota Twins, Brandon Kintzler, into the game.
Yeah, you talk about one heck of an acquisition for the Nationals. These are the combined numbers with the Twins and the Nationals. '28 saves with the Twins, right?
Yep.
And now he's setting up.
Yeah, he was working the 7th inning before because Ryan Madson, who's now on the DL, was working the 8th. So he was the 7th inning guy for the Nationals until Madson went on the DL.
And you know what, Don? I look at this situation, and I think I don't know Brandon Kintzler from Joe Schmo, but when someone goes from a team that has 28 saves and you're the closer, and you come to a situation like this, I guarantee you this kid has no ego at all. He just wants to pitch. He wants to win, contribute any way, shape, or form. Am I right?
Absolutely. And you go from a situation where the Twins were in it, which made it kind of weird at the time. A lot of players thought that they should be buying, not selling. And the Twins were actually here for that 2-game series when they did trade Kintzler away. And 1 pitch coming up here. And PIRELA chops it towards third base. Rendon out number 1 at the bottom of the 8th inning.
And as you mentioned earlier, Don, now there's a going into today, 3 teams in the American League tied for the wild card.
And the Minnesota Twins are one of those teams.
Right.
So 1 out here in the 8th, and it brings up Yangervis Solarte. It's like the Nationals are going to go into a shift here. Not quite. They will move DIFO, the shortstop, over, but not completely into a shift. Now he'll come over. with strike one. He had started the left side of the infield, now to the right of second base. Shoots it foul to the left, out of play. Marte today 0 for 3. Slide out to center, grounded back to the mound, and flat out to center again. Joe Blanton faced one batter. It was Jabari Blash, and struck him out in the 7th inning. Steven Strasburg last night pitching, and Solarte took him out of the yard in the 1st inning. Padres taking game 3 of the series 3-1, and now trailing 4-1 here in the finale of the series. Solarte on the ground to first, kicks off Zimmerman, and safe at first base to be Solarte. Sharply hit, but Zimmerman unable to make the play down there at first base.
That ball ricocheted off Zimmerman like a pinball. That's got to be an error, huh? I mean, he was down on one knee, off the left knee. And you know what? The Nationals still had a chance. Kinsler was covering, but couldn't find the handle on the carom.
So error charge to Ryan Zimmerman at first base, a painful one at that, off the knee. 1 out, 1 on, and Will Myers the batter. Two for 12 in the series as Will 0 for 3 today. He's done an error in the 1st and stole a base. Fouled off to the right, out of play. Nice grab by a young fan who brought a glove. Top deck. Nice job, young man.
That's awesome. It's worth another look.
Nicely done. There's a foul, another one up to the right.
He's got to make that play. Come on.
Had to move a section over to make that play.
That's a good day at the yard, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. On the ground up the middle, DIFO will touch second, fire to first. It's low, but Zimmerman digs it out for the double play. And slow to get up at second base, Solarte. He is the front end of a double play. And we'll see if the Padres are going to challenge this. Another look here at the play. In the way initially was Murphy. Get out of the way. Low throw. And Myers coming up a little bit lame too as he was lunging there at the end. He rolled the ankle. Oh. Kind of gingerly walking it off right now. No challenge. Double play ends the inning. 4-1 Nationals. Ninth inning, 4-1. Nationals have the lead, and Carter Capps into the game for the Padres. Sixth appearance for Capps. Got a record. He's gone 4 2/3 innings. Takes over for Phil Maton here in the ninth, and Wilmer DIFO leads it off for the Nationals and takes strike one. Maton went an inning, did not allow a hit. Was charged with a run. Walked 2, and one of those walks turned into a run. Didn't strike anybody out.
Saw Carter in game 2 of the series on Friday. An inning, 3 hits, couple of runs for the right-hander.
Foul back to the screen, 1-2. Imagine the confidence continues to grow for Capps each time he gets out there.
Absolutely, no question about it. You know, you rehab, you pitch it in the minor leagues, you get to the big league level. Even though you've been there before, it's a different look, and it takes a while to get in that groove. Hopefully the velocity starts to creep up too. Remember, Carter Capps was a guy who threw upper 90s.
I wonder if the velocity has changed due to the delivery change.
Could be.
Change he had to make. Ground ball right side. Solarte to his left for out number 1 of the ninth inning. Let's revisit the keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Make Gio overwork early. 32 pitches in the first inning, 62 after 3. He still pitched well. And Padres 9, Secretaries of Defense. 1 error today. I'll give myself an F.
1 out here in the ninth brings up Daniel Murphy. Grounder back to the mound. Capps has got it. He'll run a little bit and flip underhanded for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down here for Carter Capps in the ninth inning. Bring up Ryan Zimmerman. Spangenberg over to give Capps a couple extra moments. Had to run around a little bit there, giving him some breather. A breather, not some breather. 2 down here in the ninth. 2 for 10 in the series. Ryan Zimmerman, who defensively was charged with an error last inning, but not costly. Sean Doolittle getting ready for the ninth inning. Bottom of. Carter Capps with 2 down here in the top of the ninth inning. On the ground, diving is Solarte from his knees to throw in plenty of time. Nice play turned in by Yangervis Solarte. Ends the ninth. We head to the bottom of the ninth inning with the Padres needing 3 runs to tie. They got work to do. Nice defense from Yangervis. star of the game, and it's Gio Gonzalez, who goes 6 2/3 in this game, gives up a run. It was unearned. Yep, the Padres off balance all day. 8 strikeouts, only the 1 walk for Gonzalez, and a chance for his 12th win of the year. He came into this game 11-5, and the Nationals have a 4-1 lead to the bottom of the 9th inning. Season high 121 pitches today for Gio Gonzalez also.
He still had the good off-speed pitches working for him as well. Talked about that earlier, the location of the fastball, the curveball, and the changeup.
Sean Doolittle trying to close this game for the Nationals in a save situation. 13 out of 14, the combined numbers between the Oakland A's and the Washington Nationals.
He saved game 1 of the series on Thursday with his 10th save. Pitch to 9th. 2 strikeouts, 4 seamers, slider, and a curveball. Mixing a little slider once in a while.
Left-handed CORY SPANGENBERG leading it off. Left-handers are 4 for 32 with 12 strikeouts against Sean Doolittle this season. SPANGENBERG 0 for 3 in the game, has struck out twice and grounded out. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. SPANGENBERG, Sanchez, Coleman scheduled to bat here in the 9th inning for the Padres, trailing by 3. SPANGENBERG strikes out to open up the bottom of the 9th inning.
That's 96. Located very well right on the outside corner. Very late.
One down here in the 9th, and it brings up Hector Sanchez. 1 for 3, a single back in the 2nd inning. Nationals will be heading on to Houston, where they'll have tomorrow off, then a 3-game series against the Astros. A couple of fans have run out onto the field. So a slight delay here. I don't know if they ran out onto the field or just kind of took a wrong turn and ended up on the field.
I don't know.
Just kind of walking across the warning track.
Yeah.
Ball to strike here to Hector Sanchez. Fouled back to the screen, and it's 1-2. Coleman waiting on deck. Hector Sanchez batting with 1 down. Doolittle with a 1-2 pitch. Takes it and fouls it off to the right. In the dirt, And it's 2-2. That pitch from Doolittle since coming in. And it's fouled back to the screen. Sanchez hanging tough. One down here in the last of the 9th inning. Padres trailing by 3. Swing and a miss, and Sanchez strikes out number 2 of the 9th inning. Back-to-back Ks for Sean Doolittle.
I'll tell you what, Mike Maddox, the pitching coach, Dusty Baker, they're sitting back when they have a lead like this, and they hand the ball to Doolittle, and they're thanking their lucky stars, and they're thanking Mike Rizzo for the acquisitions that these Nationals have made to bolster that bullpen, don't you think?
Oh, no question. It was an area that they needed help in, and they got it. There is Mike Rizzo. He's been here for the entire series, and pitch in the dirt to Dusty Coleman. They addressed the issues that they had very quickly, and they're getting themselves ready for the postseason. A lot of injuries right now, but this is an impressive ball club. We've seen it in the 4 games here. Coleman fouls it off down the right field line, out of play. One and 2. 2 down here in the 9th inning. Doolittle struck out Spangenberg, struck out Sanchez, and now ahead of Coleman, 1 and 2. Coleman strikes out, and the Nationals win. A 1-2-3 inning for Sean Doolittle. Strikes out the side, and the Nationals take 3 out of 4 in this 4-game series. It's time for Padres Live. Mike Pomerantz, what's in store?
In just a couple of moments, you're going to hear from Andy Green. We're going to, of course, get you set for this upcoming Cardinal series as the team hits the road, and Giancarlo Stanton chasing, in his mind, history.